This Capitol Ministries ministry update is about the great work that Capitol Ministries is doing to city and county leaders. More than 24 pastors responded to the call to teach the Bible to local political leaders after learning about our Local Government Ministries initiative and mission at a recent Independent Baptist conference. Dr. DeShong, CapMin's Global Local Government Ministries Director, shared this, quote, "We had great interaction with local pastors and shared the vision and purpose of Capitol Ministries to make disciples of Jesus Christ in the political realm of the world. The mission of Capitol Ministries was so very new and inspiring to many of the pastors who were hearing about it for the very first time," end quote. Dr. DeShong was joined by Tori Lewis and Keith Hill, both of whom lead successful ministries to local leaders in Oregon and Texas, respectively. Specifically, Independent Baptist pastors learned about CapMin's Local Government Ministries, in which CapMin partners with local churches to establish weekly discipleship ministries to city and county leaders in their communities. Hundreds of Independent Baptist pastors from around the nation attended the Not Ashamed of Christ Spiritual Leadership Conference on September 18th through the 21st at the Lancaster Baptist Church in Lancaster, California. Pastor Paul Chappell, senior pastor of Lancaster Baptist Church, helped organize the event and invited CapMin to participate. Of the 50 people the CapMin team spoke to, 34 signed pledge cards to either commit to recruiting a ministry leader from their church congregation or receive more information about their ministry. The CapMin team manned the CapMin booth that had 2 6-foot-long tables flanked by banners that offered information about our Washington, D.C. and Local Government Ministries' weekly discipleship Bible studies. The men distributed CapMin information to the pastors, including the LGM brochure, general ministry brochure that explains the ministry and its mission, Ralph Drawlinger's Bible studies that are written specifically for public servants, an article about the Stockton, California local government ministry with quotes from the Christian mayor who participates, and Drawlinger's books Oaks in Office, Essential Bible Studies for Public Servants, and Rebuilding America, the Biblical Blueprint. As pastors visited the booth, Dr. DeShong, Lewis, and Hill explained our mission, purpose, and mandate of Capitol Ministries, which purposes to establish discipleship Bible studies in all levels of government. The CapMin team participated in the conference specifically to introduce local government ministries to pastors of local churches in the hopes of recruiting ministry leaders to establish studies to local political leaders. The men are now in the process of following up with all the pastors who expressed interest in LGM. Dr. DeShong said this, quote, "This was a large and very significant venue. We were blessed and honored to have a very large booth and present LGM for the first time to several hundred pastors from around the country. Taking the message of Christ to political leaders is as bold as you can get," end quote. CapMin LGM leaders are already scheduled to participate in upcoming pastor and church conferences. CapMin's objective is to establish Bible studies to the 500,000 appointed and elected local leaders in the 40,000 incorporated areas of the United States, and also to local leaders in foreign nations. To find out more about LGM or Capitol Ministries, go to capmin.org.